Hello and welcome to a Let's Play, me, GamerWolfSix, of the Smoke Room. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io, and if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the newest version, you can go to Patreon and give them $3. And sorry, I had to start the Let's Play with that. A little recap of what happened. So, in actual recap, we confessed to Cynthia about this whole ordeal. Then we went to a poker game here at the sheriff's office. That's what it's called, a sheriff's office. And then somebody shot at the sheriff's office. Anyways, let's make sure my face is in the right orientation and start, because I'm actually very curious. Was only planning to do like one today, but then I was like, can't leave it like this, but I can leave it for a week for you guys. Okay, come on. There we go. Nikolai lunges, pushing me to the floor. The cards and bottle caps fly as the table turns over and everything hits the floor. I hear Cliff scream, and William is already on his feet. His gun is drawn. Shots go off. My ears are ringing. More glass shatters. There's a horrible noise, like a person gargling, then a thud. That's not good. Everyone, stay down. William runs out of the room. There's a squeaky whine coming from under the table. He's injured. Who knows first aid? Do something. Somebody help him. Wait, I thought Cliff was a doctor. It's only a bit of blood. It's grazed. The fox yelps. Todd is already pulling a box from under the cabinet. Wait, I thought there was gargling. Gauze for the wound. Look behind where Murdock is sitting. There's nothing there. But there is a bullet lodged in the wall behind where Cliff was sitting. So Cliff is fine, right? I tense up, then shadow covers the window. Todd, come help me with this body. He's dead. He's dead? Yeah. Cliff sobs on the floor, while Murdock clenches his teeth, hissing. So wait, who's dead? Nikolai kneels between Cliff and Murdock, applying pressure to the gauze, as he pats the shaking Cliff. Hey, you want to help him? Take deep breaths. You must be helpful to yourself first, before you can help anybody. If a friend can be brave after taking a bullet, you can be brave too. I don't feel very useful here, so let's see. I think every one of us is fine, so I guess it's the assailant that did it? Unless, there was some kind of duel and somebody missed. The least I can do is follow William and Todd, scouting to be an extra pair of eyes. There might be more of whoever attacked us lurking around. But it wasn't too smart to fire off a gun into an armed police sheriff's department. Maybe they thought the night would give them enough cover to shoot once and get away. Turns out they were wrong. I hate this place. It takes a while for my eyes to adjust to the moonlight. William is crouched over the body, with Todd looking left and right over his shoulder. His gun is drawn. Can you identify this man? Not on the tip of my tongue. Gray fox, looks young. I recognize the handgun model though. That's a 1910 model. It's a self-loading handgun. Oh, so you mean one that has like clips or magazines? I don't know the difference. But 1910, okay, so this isn't the 1850s, because it would be impossible for time-traveling guns. I thought the murder they're talking about in Echo happened in like 150 years ago. I'm gonna have to double check. Not surprising that he missed. Was he there the whole time? During the card game? William smiled. Very good, Sam. Murdock knew too, didn't he? He placed himself very well to keep an eye on the window. I can't imagine how he managed to keep his gaze from the window for that long while watching out the corner of his eye. Maybe he'll illuminate me later on why he was followed. Todd, go fetch a bedsheet. We'll wrap him up just to get him out of the alleyway. Yes, sir. Prickles go off on the back of my neck, like we're being watched, but don't see any lights turn on from the townhouse rooms above us. Starlight speckles the sky, and the wind picks up. Todd returns with a sheet and lays it on the ground. They push him onto it and roll him up. Then they carry him inside, into the jail. His body lands on the ground in the cell with a thud. They lock the door. I suspect it's to keep anybody from getting in, considering this one's going nowhere. That revolting smell of shit and blood brings me back to the cave, and I walk away, feeling myself retch. So I guess, the Grey Fox shat himself when he died? I mean, I hear that's what happens. Truth be told, I don't know. I'm gonna continue on. We have a lot of paperwork to fill out in the morning. Todd wilts. Fun. It disquiets me that neither of the two seem much fazed. The fox looks maybe young enough to be 15. Why would he throw his life away like that? Nikolai walks into the room with Murdock leaning against him. The fox's clothes are stained with dark patches of crimson, and his eyes are closed, which is kind of odd now that I think of it. His shoulder is bound in ribbons of heavy gauze. Oh, you mean the one our fox. Cliff hovers behind, wringing his hands. This one's all patched up. You feeling alright, buddy? A bit woozy all, but fine. You shouldn't be talking right now. You should be resting. I can't... That can wait. Also, again, I thought he was a doctor, though maybe he's not that type of doctor, because doctor can mean quite a few things. Do you know why you were followed? Followed? No, but I know who he is. Also, I just want to turn down the audio just a smidge. There we go. Was Jimmy Fisher. The fox can barely keep his eyes open. Orphan, flunky, did odd jobs around town, rarely well. His speech slurred a little. Suspect he stole poppy shipments from Ralph. Never caught him. Now, you mean drugs? Know that folks would go to him for favors. Dark things. Bad news. He could barely get any more words out now. And taking him back home. You should go with him, Todd. I thought so too, sir. Stay safe. We'll hunker down. Nick and Murdock hobble out the front door, with Todd and Cliff following closely. The door shuts. I hit the wall with my fist. Why the hell would somebody shoot at us like that? I will admit that's the first time somebody was stupid enough to try to shoot at me in my own office with my deputy nearby. But stay here long enough, and you'll find a lot of shit in this town doesn't make much sense. Like a child thinking he can gun down my guests on my own turf. Or more people missing than ordinary for a town of this size. Oh yeah, I remember that was a thing they were talking about in Echo. No, wait, was it? I remember some things, even though it was just a couple hours ago. Somebody or something in this town is up to no good. And the worst thing is, I don't even think it's all necessarily connected. I just know that they pay me too much for whatever's happening here to be ordinary. That part is why I don't mind putting Mr. Hendricks in an uncomfortable position. Now Hendricks, he's the person that owns the mine, but he doesn't give him the money, right? You think he's responsible for something? There's no doubt in my mind he's responsible for some shit. Also, now that we're on another tangent, is this gonna be like a Night in the Woods thing? I mean, the game came out like a while ago, but like, is it gonna be like some kind of cult thing going on? I just haven't honed in on anything as of yet. I feel a pit in my stomach. What sort of strange things, William? Todd weren't troubling Miss Green just for her pies. Her husband's missing. Look back over the jail cell. I can see the moonlight on those sheets. It's not hard to imagine them rise and fall beneath the fabric. They don't. Should we be talking about this here? He can't hear you, son. But what if he can? He's not anybody no more. Unless there's something inside him that still can. Something that poisoned him. Just like Jack's cave. Just like the dirt beneath our feet. This town is cursed. I think William knows that, but he doesn't know how to put into words. I don't think he's a spiritual man. Which is odd because, like, earlier in the game, Madame was saying that he's, a godly man. Though maybe that was just her interpretation of him. I've never seen him go to church. Though it's not like I do either, anymore. Just feels disrespectful is all. William looks at me like knows I'm fibbing. What are you afraid of, Sam? Oh, most of everything. I was brought up in a God-fearing man. I don't think, the body is some kind of telecommunication device to heaven or hell or whatever. I would have to suspect hell for that guy. William crosses his arms and furrows his brow. You're dodging my question. But I'll entertain it. Leviticus 18:22 never held you back from doing what you do. You don't seem the type who memorizes scripture, Sheriff. You pick up a few, time and again. But that ain't important. I don't take you for much of a literalist, Sam. You read between the lines when you want to. I don't think you're afraid of God standing in that corner. From your perspective, surely he could hear us just as well in my office as in front of that corpse. The both of us turned to the sudden loud banging of a hammer, and he could hear over Todd boring out my window too. Him being all-knowing and all-powerful and all. Fair enough. So I repeat myself, Sam. What are you afraid of? I've never been much good at blocking things out, even when I want to. Just some mean and stupid rocks tumbling around into my head. Don't call yourself stupid. Only I'm allowed to do that. Says who? The red on your face. He pats me on the cheek. I slap his hand away. What are those rocks spelling out, Sam? Just an ordinary sin. Such as? Doubt. William hems. It's orny for men to doubt the existence of God, Sam. I don't think you should be hard on yourself for that. I ain't scared of him being fake. If God ain't real, we just don't exist anymore when we die. And that would be that. I know there are worse things than never waking, for certain. So, what's the worst thing you have on your mind? He doesn't seem like he's going to budge on this. I already feel guilt thinking of it, so I might as well say it. So you're going to say about, the thing of the mind and all that stuff? Well, I cough and clear my throat. It's the same fear I've always had, really, ever since I was a boy. I knew that God must be real, that if God must be real. I'm starting to shudder over my words, stutter. I knew I'd be scared of the possibility that our tiny animal minds would never even begin to process what God really is. The Bible was written by people, so they wouldn't be able to get close neither. And that we'd never understand the vast and terrible workings that make up this mind, soul, and body. Boy, you're getting very... I can't think of the word right now, but hey, we're being very talkity stuff. Anyways. And that when he makes us in our mother's womb, he already knows who will be and how we'll die. Right at the very start. And it don't matter if we're good, we're kind, we're cruel, we're callous. We're all just a meal for him. Boy, he's like... And through the eternity of our lives, he feasts on everything that we are. The trembling of my lips stops. I rubbed the sweat from my brow. If you can hear me, God, I'm sorry for thinking that. But every time I push the thought away, it comes back. Christ Almighty. I told you that the thought was wicked. The coyote pinches the bridge of his nose. No, I asked. So this is what I deserve. I had just never pinned your brain being that. He waves his paw in the circle in the air. Artistic. That's all. I think I bothered him. It's a mite difficult considering the gunshots, the wounds, and the dead boy, but I'll step on it. I'll step to it. A bit of rest will do us all some good. You should go back to the hip. I have the faint inkling you wouldn't get a wink of sleep tonight if you stayed. I wouldn't stay, not even if you paid me. Well, make sure to check in with me tomorrow. We need to put ideas together. You have a lead? This one should be easy. How? Sam. Now, Sam is me? Yeah. We have a bullet and a firearm. You think the boy is just running around willy-nilly with a loaded gun he bought at the store so he could stalk and gun down the target after hours? No, and don't give him that weapon. But who? Either somebody very crafty or somebody very stupid. Though I bet the rest of my left ear on it's somebody very stupid. What time should I show up tomorrow? Apart from a visit to the coroner and purchasing a window, I should be here all day, so whenever suits you. I'll see what I can do. I open the door, letting my eyes adjust to the dark road. Seems like nobody's coming. Good. Hey. I turn to William's barking voice behind me. Just one more thing before you go, Sam. Yeah? Lighten up. He shuts the door on me. Wish I could, you stubborn bastard. Maybe he stayed calm because he thinks he won. Because he protected us. Because he thinks he's always one step ahead. But if that bullet wasn't clean, it broke Murdock's skin. If he gets infected, he might die. I'm pretty sure bullets are sterile because, heat, gun, all that stuff. But I'm not 100% sure. And I think somebody wanted that bullet in Cliff. I can't be calm about it at all. I don't think you should be either, William. Then again, maybe you weren't. I don't know. Maybe next time I should ask what scares you. William, Chapter 2. Right, this thing has chapters. Again, I kind of would want to just run through the CGs. But, boy, I wouldn't want to spoil it ahead of time. Anyways, morning again. Sleep is easier since I told William the truth. But I miss the carefree feelings I used to get. Yes, you seem so carefree at the beginning of the game. It ain't like life was easy before the business with Jack. Sorry. But I can't say I feel like the same person. I'm worried about things I used to shrug off. I don't want Nick to think I can't laugh with him like I used to. And I don't want that fox to get sick. Didn't we have, booze you can put over the wound or something? Ruminations like that gave me too much pause for a job all about being present in the act. I don't want this to carry over into that. The knocking makes me flinch beneath the covers. Are you decent, Samuel? Yes, ma'am. She enters the room, closes the door, and lets out a huge sigh. Still in bed? I suppose it can't be helped, considering the wild night he had last night. You know about what happened last night? How couldn't I? The mayor and that ghastly principal are putting on airs in my own home. Who's principal? as if nobody in this town has been stabbed, shot, or beaten before. Complaining about that in front of me, of all people. I blink, watching her pace back and forth. I have a mind to tip my glass over the both of them. Like, cover them in booze? But my drinks are much too expensive to be wasted like that. Okay, yeah. I glance to the right, then to the left, breaking eye contact. Ma'am? The doe lets out another long sigh. My apologies, Sam. You're not used to hearing me prattle. Well, more like it's usually about me. Good, because it's about to be again. They both wish to speak with you. I throw off the covers. Me? What for? I don't even know these people. Most likely to manipulate you and pump you for information. You're an easier target than that rumbling artillery tractor. You mean Nick? Like, I'm having to assume she's meaning a big person. She's really emphasizing her R sounds there. Rumbling. I can't do R's very well. Source about the sheriff's other deputy have flown the coop. Stories about the sheriff's other deputy? Oh, are you talking about me? I don't know. Though sometimes they think you're the real deputy and Mr. Branson is the trainee, since you have more muscle. The poor dear. She sighs and shakes her head. I mean, what, we've been with him for like 2 nights? Well, working with him for 2 nights, not with him for 2 nights, if you know what I mean. Well, it can't be helped. For the love of everything, make yourself decent, and meet me in the powder room in 5 minutes. I want these busybodies out of my home. She leaves the room. I grumble and stretch, and I wake my way over the bandy. I'm so tired that I never took off my clothes last night. Maybe a bit dingy. I don't see any of Murdock's blood on me. Sweet, Murdock was the person that died? Oh, right, we did identify the person, so that should be fine. I dabbed the clean-smelling pine perfume on my whiskers and behind the neck. Reflection tells me I'm not the meet the mayor of Echo condition. Oh well. Let's get this train wreck over with. It's not normal to see the room mostly empty. There's an old frail rat in Richmond's clothing. I'd never spoken to our mayor, Mr. Testerman, before, but frankly, I never thought I would have to. A severe and formal-looking vixen who glares at me from behind half-moon spectacles I don't recognize. Dora, who sits on a couch parallel to them, calls out to me. There he is. Come here, Samuel. Please, take a seat. We should be fine. She beams at the rat and vixen, wearing her best smile. A drink, Miss Briars? I'd gather we had explanations from your employee, thank you. I scratch my head. I'm always happy to help in any manner. She meets her gaze with mine. You. Gee, I don't know what the principal is, but boy, you're angry. You were at the sheriff's department last night. I blink. How'd she know? Then again, I suppose any of the 3 who brought Murdock home would have explained the matter. No, wait, maybe Murdock's the fox. Oh, or is she related to her? Him? Care to explain... yeah, there it says it. Care to explain why my only son came home oozing blood at God knows what hour from a gunshot wound? I scratch my head again. We were just playing a friendly game of poker. Then some kid shot through the glass. I think the gunner was aiming at somebody else. His son pushed him out of the way. The vixen's eyes narrowed. So what you're telling me is that his injury was avoidable? Well, I have no further questions. It is interesting when I try to do the reading, but then the game's like, nope, go into the next thing. Because, it's, to do that. It sounds like this young man was very noble. Wouldn't you agree, Sam? I suppose. Oh, take an Earl Grey now, Dora. Ooh, an Earl Grey sounds good. Since you offered, I should really look up what an Earl Grey is besides a tasty tea. Of course. Dora rings a porcelain handbell. Harlan appears, his face expressionless. You heard our guest. Black, 1 sugar. Mayor, would you like a drink as well? I'm afraid I'm only thirsty for answers as well, my dear. Answers are not something you can drink. May I suggest a water with lemon? Gives her a toothy smile and shakes his head. Lemonade does sound good. Another game talked about, and was like, I could go for one. Well, words. Dora laughs. Murdock's mother doesn't. I just feel second-hand embarrassment. But no, this is no day for niceties. He turns to me. A man named Huxley Green is missing. Not a union man, so they shan't be another upset, thank the stars. His eyes brightened at the last bit while he points his finger at the ceiling. Then they darkened a bit again. But another disappearance may mark the actions of an insidious criminal. His beady eyes blink at me. I'm guessing he's meaning the person who's married to the person that had the pies that the otter's hanging out with. Sorry, I'm bad with names. Does William know about this yet? Sure does. Now, William, yes. Not sure. Why should I know? Well, surely William tells you all sorts of things. Such as? Perhaps problems with work, or causes that he's struggling with. So do you guys know that I'm a prostitute and kind of dealing, or are you thinking that I just work with him in a different capacity? Also, now that I kind of look at it, it is kind of weird that he has both whiskers and a mustache. That sounds more like stuff he'd tell his deputy. But it can't just be his deputy he shares that with. Why can't it? Well, sometimes one ear isn't enough. Oh, Todd has 2 of them. What was the rat? Was that rat sweating? Is this our mayor? Wait, this is our mayor? Aren't you William's boss? Well, yes, after a fashion. Can't you just ask him these questions yourself? Well, yes, I could. Harlan sets a silver platter in front of us on the coffee table, but sometimes it can be more useful to hear these things from other people. I know how Mr. Adler can be like. Suppose so. The old rat looked over the vixen with pleading eyes. What the hell was that sound? It sounded like it was from this room, but don't know. Let me reset myself. Let's try again. Bryness? Where's Bryness? Were there any more questions you need to ask yourself? She took the teacup from her hand and sniffed it. No. She sipped silently at the cup. Dora clasped her hands. Well, then that's that. My handyman is a very busy day ahead of him, as do you all, so we shall not keep him. I don't need to be told twice that it's time to go. That wasn't at all like I thought it would be, but I didn't want to be in that room a second longer. The mayor was hopeless, but I had a bad feeling about the old vixen. Almost like I said too much without barely saying much at all. How frustrating. I think that's a good time to call it with that scene change. So anyways, end of this Let's Play. So, please comment, because I like comments. Tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out the various type of grow. And please remember to spay and neuter your animals to help control the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's on itch.io for free. Or if you want to get the most up-to-date version and or support them, it's on Patreon. And I'm definitely just going to go quickly check to make sure it's monies. 3 a month. Yeah, that's what I got. Hyena. Well, what is the sold out one? Okay. Yeah. Anyways, yeah. And until next time, no, Let's Play by me, GamerWolfSix of the Smoke Room. Thanks and see ya.